So good day everyone, I am your teacher Grace for today's video. So our topic for today is all about organization of data. So before we start, we have the objective. So at the end of the discussion, students are expected to organize data in a frequency table, determine the type of graphs. So pre-activity. This pre-activity is called What Graph Am I? So number 1. I am a graph that uses lines to connect individual data points. So what type of graph am I? So that's right. I am a line graph. So number 2. I am a graph that summarizes discrete or continuous data that are measured on an interval scale. What graph am I? Correct. I am a histogram. So lastly, number 3. I am a graph that shows how a total amount is divided between levels of a categorical variable as a circle divided into radial slices. What type of graph am I? I am a pie graph, correct. So, we will start our discussion. Organization of data. So, organization of data is a practice of categorizing and classifying the data to make it more usable. So, it helps to easily assess, process, and analyze the data. So, for example, we can easily identify if that data is a part of a plant, if it is a part of a thing, and if it is a part of a place. So, using the organization of data, we can easily assess, process, and analyze the data based on their category. So, example, the number of bed sheets manufactured by a factory during 5 consecutive weeks is given below. So, on the first week, they made 600 pieces of bed sheets. Second is 800 pieces, third is 700, fourth is 300, and on the fifth week, they made 900 pieces of bed sheets. So there are 4 types of a graph: the histogram, line graph, bar graph, and lastly, the pie chart. So histogram. What do we mean by histogram? A histogram is a representation showing a visual impression of the distribution of data. It consists of tabular frequencies shown as adjacent rectangles erected over intervals. The height of a rectangle is also known as the vertical axis that represents the distribution frequency of a variable. So, an example for this is Teacher Grace wants to determine the scores of grade 7 Malipayon, so she totally tallied the scores. So based on the number of students, 5 students scored 1 to 5, 11 students scored 6 to 9, 23 students scored 10 to 13, 24 students scored 14 to 17, 9 students scored 18 to 21, and 3 students scored 21 to 25. So using the data above, we will make a histogram using Word. So these are the following steps in making our histogram. First is click Insert, look for Chart, and click it. Click the histogram and edit its color and style according to your design, and input the data in the Excel sheet that is presented and will automatically make your histogram. So if you try this will be the example of a histogram. So second is the line graph. So line graph shows trend in data clearly. This displays data which are collected over a period of time to show how data change at a regular intervals. A series of data points is also called as the markers. So this connects individual data points that typically display quantitative values over a specified time interval. So example, the number of bed sheets manufactured by the factory during 5 consecutive weeks is given below. So these are the data, same as the example for the histogram. So using the data above, we will make the line graph using Word. So these are the following steps. Click Insert, find Chart, and click it. So you will see the different types of charts. Find line graph. Choose the design of your graph. Now type the data in the Excel sheet and it will automatically create the line graph. So this is an example of a line graph. The third one is the bar graph. So what do you mean by bar graph? A bar graph is like a histogram, except that its bars are separated. This uses parallel bars, either horizontal or vertical, to represent counts for several categories. One bar is used for each category with the length of the bar representing the count for that one category. Example, the number of bed sheets manufactured by the factory during 5 consecutive weeks is given below. So using the data above, we will make a bar graph using Word. So these are the following steps. So click Insert, look for Chart and click it. Click the bar graph, edit its color and style according to your design. Input the data in the Excel sheet that is presented and it will automatically make your bar graph. So here is the example of our bar graph. So lastly, the pie graph. So what do we mean by pie graph? Pie graph is divided into sectors proportional to the frequencies and it shows how a part of something relates to the whole. It is also used to determine the percentage consumed of the data. So this circular representation of data, it is also called is a pie chart because the sector of the circle is just like the slices of a pie. Example, the researchers collect data from grade 2 blue students on what is their favorite fruits. The data shows that 20% of the students wants apple, 10% wants mango, 20% want orange, 30% wants watermelon, and 20% want others or they are still undecided. So using the data above, we will make a pie chart. So these are the following steps. Click the Insert, look for Chart, click Pie Chart, and then double click the pie chart if you want. So in the spreadsheet that appears, replace the placeholder data with your own information. So this is an example of a pie graph. So for our practice exercise, get 1/4 sheet of paper, write true if the statement is true, if false, change the underlined word to its correct answer. So number 1, a histogram is a graphical representation showing a visual impression of the distribution. Bar graph is a graph that is divided into sectors proportional to the frequencies. Is histogram and bar graph the same? So it shows trends in data clearly. Is it line graph? So that is all for our topic for today. So here is the evaluation. And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe at my YouTube channel. So these are the following references that we use for our discussion for today. Thank you for watching.